to some history that actually some of you may have known our next character, because even our next character knew our next character, or our next interpreter knew our next character. So, it's 1970. Our town is kind of bursting at the seams. We've been growing and growing and growing and growing, and the infrastructure is becoming less than adequate for the community that is here. And the people that have come have made sure that everyone is, taken care of, and that's a piece of Aspen's community that's very special. And it was the spirit of a lot of these, people that came after the Second World War that helped to then foster the same kind of attitude that Mrs. Gillespie had about taking care of the community. They have as well. And so we are now at a city council meeting. I'm so sorry. Hopefully they were more enjoyable in 1970. However, we are going to be hearing a wonderful announcement from the Moore family, who has given quite a bit to this community. And this evening, representing the Moore family is Mrs. Alberta Moore. Welcome.
When I first arrived in 1936, I thought I was only going to spend 5 years in this job. It has been a little longer than that. It has been 34 years, and I plan on staying. I've seen a lot of love and growth throughout the community and over the years. And my husband and I, James E. Moore, would like to contribute to that today. Before I make our announcement, I would like to tell you a little bit of how we got here and how we've grown as people. I was born and raised in Longmont, Colorado. My father was a farmer, and growing up, my sister and I used to help him farm. My sister got to go to college, while I got to go to work. I worked at Woolworth 5 and 10, right across from my husband, to be. We didn't know each other yet, but I remember he was a barber with his father, and he used to come in every day, walk around the counter, look back at me, and run right back out the back door. He did this for a week, until finally he got the nerve and courage to ask me out. Well, of course I said yes. He was offered a job in a little city, Aspen, Colorado, by Lawrence Elijah. He was offered to be the only barber in this town. Well, of course he said yes. And he went and checked out Aspen a little bit before Thanksgiving. When he came back for the holidays, and he said, "Alberta, I'm not leaving without you. Will you marry me?" And we got married in my parents' house. Then we came out to Aspen. We went New Year's Eve over Independence Pass. The roads were worse than they were today. We followed the snowplow by, say, where you are, from us.
Wow.
So very close, all the way down. And I remember I was very excited to see the town we were going to live in. We were staying in the Hotel Jerome, where my husband was being stationed out of to cut people's hair. I remember walking up to the window and looking out and I vowed to only stay 5 years in this dump. Well, we stayed a little longer, and life kept going. We had 3 children, Sally, Jane, and Tom. Skiing was just getting popular then, so of course they were skiers. And they skied every day. They had these little ski suits that were so cute. They even got to participate in the Roke Cup, which was only for the most advanced skiers. My husband had to provide for 5 people now, him, me, and our 3 children. So he kept going with the trait of being the only one in Aspen to do this. He was the only real estate agent and the only barber. Aspen has given so much to us. A beautiful place to live, on our over 100-acre Maroon Creek Ranch. Beautiful scenery, neighbors, friends. Everything that's good you can think of, Aspen has it. So in 1964, we decided to give back. We gave 15 acres for the community to build a brand new school. The old one was overpopulated and old, This new one would be able to have up to 500 students.
Thank you.
The 15 acres were priced to $70,000 to $80,000, but since the community needed it, we wanted to give. Since we loved, thank you. Since we loved giving so much, well, that brings us to today. We are giving 1 acre for the community to build a brand new pool.
All right.
We ask for you not to name it the Moore Pool or something in our name. We want it just to be for the community and for the public. We ask for you to flourish in this new pool, and it's going to be modern and not old like the other one, grungy, and it should be everything good. We hope to see you around and enjoy club soda together.
Mrs. Moore, before you go, perhaps any members of the community would like to ask Mrs. Moore any questions? I know I have one, actually, because I didn't hear, what year was it that you and your husband first came here to Aspen?
1936.
Wow, yeah, she said 1936, okay.
And is the Moore family still here?
Yes, yes.
In 1970, they're still here, definitely, definitely.
Children.
Any other questions from, yes?
I hear your son Tommy's a bit of a brat. Is that true?
I would never call one of my children a brat. That might be your opinion, and it might be true, but...
Where did the Moores live?
The Maroon Creek Ranch. It's where we still live. Yes, it's right near where the new school is. The high school.
Any other, oh, and where's the pool?
The pool will be right across from the school.
Any other questions for Mrs. Moore? Yes, sir.
Did you help start the Aspen thrift shop?
In 1970?
Yes, I did. It was one of my accomplishments I'm very proud of.
Any other questions for Mrs. Moore? All right, now you can pop your hat off. Now I introduce you to Jenna Ross. Now, are there any more still living in the valley?
Yes,
Very good.
yes.
Okay.
Tommy's still here and he's still a brat.
And he's going to see this videotape.
Yes, he is.
I don't think that. So, do you want to tell them why you chose the Alberta Moore?
Sure. I knew Alberta because of my grandparents. They took her to the salon once a week to get her hair done. And I remember going out with them, and she was a really nice lady. And she would have a bowl of candies. And I would go in and be like, oh, could I have candy? And she'd give me like 2 giant handfuls.
So that memory stuck with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was just a really sweet lady, and I wanted to recognize her for everything she did for the community, because without her, we might not have the school where it is today, or the art where it is today.
And what was your involvement in the thrift store?
She was there for a really long time, towards the later years. She described herself as the hanger lady.
I think she was 86 when she was still working there?
Yeah, her husband passed, and then she went to go and work at the thrift shop again. Yeah.
What did they end up naming the pool, if not more?
The art.
Oh, the art, okay.
I think they did actually.
Yeah, they did.
James
Still James E. Moore.
No, sometimes you do ask city council to do things and they don't.
But yeah, people call it the art.
Any other questions for Jenna on how she did her research or what?
Were there people you could interview?
There was people, but I had a lot of information already because of the archives. I didn't need to, but my grandparents did tell me little.
And we had, when we only have a week, we had a day where we learned about Aspen history. Then we had a day where we started to think about who we might want to be. Then we had really a day to do research and write a script, and then a day to finish the writing and start memorizing, and a day to do this. So, each one of these young ladies up here, because they work really hard every week. So one more time, we have Gemma, Josie, Jeanette, and Zach. Thank you all very much for having us sit around for our festival this evening and enjoy our beautiful new, first off, program space. We have a beautiful, we're going to do tours of the archives downstairs. So thank you all very much for coming this afternoon.